One of the sad and troubling things that I see going on today is where Christians end up not having God because they're satisfied with feeling like they know God already. There is this condition that continues to exist in the church where Christians are so self satisfied, so sure of their doctrine, so sure of their ways, and they don't see how powerful this is to keep them from a humble state of just honestly being able to pursue God, just honestly being able to face the Word, to face the Holy Spirit, to face reality and test whether they're walking in what's right or what's not. There's such this intense self-confidence that comes in with so many Christians where they feel that they understand right doctrine, they feel that they know God, and they mistake this self-confidence for faith, and they think maintaining that self-confidence is the same as faith. And this keeps them from really being able to know God. In First Corinthians, Paul is spending so much time talking about the wisdom of this age and how the wisdom of this age is foolish. But there is this issue today where so many Christians think that that purely has to do with the state of the unbelieving world, and if you're in the things of Christianity, you're good. And they don't realize that this is the condition of a spiritual condition where you are convinced that you know things, and therefore you become unable to truly learn and to truly know things that are true. A great example of this is in 1 Corinthians 8. It says, "Now concerning things offered to idols, we know that we all have knowledge." He says, "Knowledge puffs up, but love edifies. And if anyone thinks that he knows anything, he knows nothing yet as he ought to know." What Paul is showing here is it's the knowledge that they have about God, where it's blinding them to really understanding what's right, what's loving. And the Christians at this time, they're taking their knowledge of there's only one true God, so all idols are false, and they're taking that knowledge and they are just missing everything around them because they're so sure of their knowledge, and they're kind of bulldozing the other Christians around them by this knowledge because they don't understand the spirit of truth and how you can understand something factually, but it doesn't mean you understand it spiritually. And even if you understand things factually, you don't really understand them. And worse, many Christians think that they understand things about God, and it's actually not even true of God. It's not even what God teaches about himself. And so this problem that we have with so many Christians in the church is this same self-confidence, this confidence that we know God and we know truth, and therefore they're made hard-hearted, they're made deaf, because God can't teach them. God can't show them that their doctrines can be wrong, that their confidence in these things is confidence actually in their understanding about God rather than in God himself and in the word itself. It's this spirit of self-confidence and knowledge which is what God is pointing at as the world's wisdom. And he says, "Let no one deceive himself. If anyone among you seems to be wise in this age, let him become a fool that he may become wise." He's not talking about just the wisdom of the world. He's talking about this wisdom, this attitude of wisdom that exists whether you're an unbeliever or a believer, that pride, that self confidence where you're not able to just be humbled and taught. And we want this humility because this humility is the only way where we can truly just be taught by God, able to correct and amend our ways whenever God corrects us. And this confidence, this self-assured wisdom is contrary to all of that work that God is meant to do in us.